Colin, domestic oil and gas reduces export of emissions. What's this all about?
Currently, we will be an importer of oil and gas forever. When you look at the sources of our imports, then they are above us in terms of carbon intensity. So on the left there, you've got the bars showing kilograms of CO2 per BOE of various sources of gas. LNG is at roughly 88. New fields in the UK can basically be around 10 or even less. Some of them, if they're electrified, can be down at single figures, less than 5 kilograms of BOE. So we should be supporting UK gas over imports. And it's a similar story with oil, that new UK developments can be well below the oil import average, which is about 31, whereas new ones, again, which are electrified, can be around 5 or 6 kilograms of BOE. So at the moment, we're importing all this oil and gas, and basically we're exporting all our emissions associated with it.
So we could actually produce low carbon footprint oil and gas, but instead we're actually tankering it in from overseas, and they've got a much higher emissions level. But why is that?
We're climate leaders, and we're going to close down our own industry.
But it doesn't make sense that we're actually then utilising oil and gas sources that are even higher levels of associated carbon emissions. Is the fundamental reason that some of the older infrastructure that exists wasn't really designed to minimise emissions? And if you don't actually clean it up, which in a lot of cases there's been massive reductions within the UK region, but overseas, perhaps there isn't the same investment, the same focus on basically lowering emissions. The focus is on producing as much oil and gas as quickly as you can, getting it into a tanker and getting a check from the UK.
Absolutely, Mike. In the UK, we've signed up to the oil and gas industry has signed up to the UK transition deal, which has emissions reductions embedded within it. So we have clear targets that we will meet in terms of reducing the emissions, both in terms of total emissions and in terms of emissions intensity. By that I mean the amount of emissions per BOE, per barrel of oil equivalent. And with the older infrastructure, yes, it wasn't designed, but we can improve on that either by changing some of the kit on some of those platforms or bringing on through those platforms new lower emissions fields.
And that was being done. Of course, the government's policy, this EPL, the Energy Policy Levy, charging 78% tax, has just meant that investment has stopped in the UK scene.
Absolutely, and as I said previously, the marginal tax rate goes over 100% for new developments. So why would you bother on a new oil and gas development in the UK? You wouldn't. You'd be better spending your money overseas and then tankering the oil or the LNG to the UK.
And some of these overseas places, I mean, they're really not easy to read there, but, you know, they're coming from the Middle East, from West Africa, from all over the world. You're actually having to pay for transportation to deliver them round to UK waters, and there's an associated carbon footprint there as well.
Yeah, and as we've said previously, makes you energy insecure, no wealth, no jobs, higher emissions, no tax.
A classic lose-lose.
Yeah. Okay. We've really bought into it.
Well, we haven't. Thank you for watching. I hope you found that interesting. Please hit the like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Hope to see you back on our channel before too long. Bye for now.